Welcome back to JRTV for the 2001 NASCAR Winston Cup Series season. We're here at the Dover International Speedway for race number 10, the running of the MBNA Platinum 400. I'm Joe Rakowski, and over the week, there was some big news, but not within the NASCAR Winston Cup Series world. Trey Bartow, three-time NASCAR Winston Cup Series champion and co-commentator for JRTV, was involved in a scary and tremendous crash at the Lernerville Speedway while testing his sprint car during one of the morning practice sessions at the racetrack. Bartow had to be taken from his car with help from safety crews, taken to the local hospital where they found he had a severe concussion and a left leg injury. But fortunately, Trey has been able to make it here to Dover and is here to commentate. So Trey, as we're watching now on the screen this very scary crash, what was it like as you were flying through the air? Do you even remember anything about it?
I didn't remember it at first. Once I saw the video, it was pretty, it was pretty vivid. No, I mean, I was just practicing with, our last season's racer, Anderson Reed, if you remember him, right? And we just got tangled up there into 3 and 4, and next thing I knew, I was hanging from the catch fence. So, yeah, it was a very eventful week for me. It was a great time.
Yeah, but obviously we are very thankful for the safety crews at the racetrack getting you out in a safe and efficient manner, and also in a quick manner to get you to the hospital. So I think you would like to obviously mention the Lernerville workers and thank them for their service.
Yeah, I mean, definitely. Without them, I don't think I'd be, in this booth with you right now, Joe. So they were definitely on top of their game, and I definitely went back to the track when I was able to move around again and thanked every single one of them that helped me out. And I'll definitely be back there. And when we do, hopefully we don't have the same incident to happen again.
Yeah, we might need you to just be on the track by yourself next time, right? No other cars around you?
Where's the fun in that?
I guess not, but maybe your first few times out, you have to just stay by yourself. And
hey, I still got the option if you want to go drive one, Joe.
Yeah, I think I'm good for now, Trey. I think I'll pass on that option.
All right, fair enough. I'll give you that.
Well, let's shift gears back to the Winston Cup Series, because Trey, we're here at Dover. You're a two-time winner here, including back in 1999. You almost won here last season, led a bunch of laps, ended up getting passed with 2 to go for the win by Matthew Burnett in that Roush number 16. So this is one of these racetracks where it's a driver's track, very, very physical. What do you expect to see out of these drivers for 80 laps around the Dover International Speedway?
Well, if we can keep it to go green, I honestly think the undercut's going to be the way to go here. We saw it last race at Martinsville with Fitzwater. I mean, he undercut... It was Eli Bright, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. He was able to hold him off, but I would not be surprised to see a very same scenario happen here.
You mentioned Fitzwater winning last week. That was our 9th race and our 9th different winner. Well, at the front, there's many non-winners at the front of the field leading us to the green flag. Justin Zaidel on pole still has not won yet this season. His second straight pole of the season. Roger Ray, a really good qualifying run in 3rd. Caden Lynn has had a very solid and consistent but quiet season in the 01 car. He's currently top 10 in points and will start 4th here today. And then the 2 Petty Enterprises cars were the fastest open cars. They start 5th and 6th with Roberto Crown Jr. in the 43 and the 45 being Ryan Wilson. Anthony Nance will start in 7th for DEI. 8th place for Nathan Baird, another one of the open cars. Chris Jericho, our points leader, does have a win this season. He and Brett Sear are 1st and 2nd in points. They've been near each other all season, but Jericho's extended that points lead out. It's over 120 points. Jericho starts in 9th, Sear in 2nd, and Keegan Thompson at this point last season had 3 victories in the bank. No victories. He'll start 10th here today in Dover, but qualifying was an interesting one, Trey, because this is the one racetrack on the schedule where we cannot fit a full 42-car field. The full field here at Dover is 39 cars, which meant only 4 of the open cars made it in. So we sent 6 guys home yesterday in qualifying. The only 4 to make it: the 43, the 45, the 60, and the 92. So what do you expect to see with this, 3 less cars on the track, Trey? Will that make much of a difference?
You would think it would be, we've had a wreck-filled season so far, started off pretty slow. You would think it would continue at this race, but with these drivers, Joe, I can never really tell you what to expect.
Yeah, and the weather conditions here at Dover this weekend, they've been kind of all over the place. It was beautiful sunny skies yesterday, but now we have some cloudy skies here. 63 degrees is the air temperature. Wind going 6 miles an hour in northeast. No chance of rain though here today at Dover, so it'll be just fine to get this race in. The Dover International Speedway, located in Dover, Delaware, a mile in length with 24 degrees of banking in the corners, a very, very steep banking there. 9 degrees on the straightaways. The track opened in 1969, excuse me, and the first race held here in 1981. And the past 5 winners here at Dover, Roland Emmerich did it back in 1996, Nate Bell in 1997, Jeff Bright in 1998, Trey Bardo in 1999, and last season Matthew Burnett found Roush Racing their only win of the season in this race with a 2-to-go pass for the lead on Trey Bardo. It's an 80-lap race. The field window 42 to 48 laps. That's just after the midpoint. As Trey mentioned, the undercut, something that Trey did last season to get him from 6th place on the racetrack up to the lead just with 2-3 laps undercut. That will be the main story here at Dover. Try and get to pit road as fast as you can. Hope no yellows come out, and you will be golden to try and keep that win, keep that track position, and try and win the race. It'll be a long race for these drivers at Dover, ready to get underway. Let's go down trackside to fire the cars up for the MBNA Platinum 400 here at the Dover International Speedway.
Drivers, start your engines!
39 cars are rolling here at Dover to do battle in the MBNA Platinum 400. And let's talk about some of the drivers that start towards the back of the field, because there's a lot of big names back here, including Lathan Strickland, fastest in practice. Trey, he's starting at the back. Justin Atkins, the rookie, also starting back here. Just in front of them, Matthew Burnett won here last season. He's the only Roush car not to win this season. Last season, he was the only Roush car to win, and it came here at Dover. Conrad Evans starts poorly. Luke Rainey starts poorly. So Trey, a lot of the big names starting at the back of the field here at Dover.
It'll be interesting to see if they can make their way up through, all these other guys here to try to get up into a decent finish by the end of this thing. I wouldn't be surprised if they do, but Joe, it's not the easiest place to pass here. So, you got traffic in front of you, so I'll be curious to see what they can do.
I would watch this yellow number 15, Lathan Strickland. He will be one to be flying through the field fastest in practice. As was mentioned, we know that car is race pace. We'll see if he can try and get it done here. At the front, Hendrick Motorsports leads the way. Justin Zeidel, Brett Sierra are the front row for the 10th race of the season at Dover. Zeidel steps on the gas and gets away with a monster restart. We're green flag racing at Dover. Well, Trey, Zeidel was not waiting around. The inside lane not waiting around. Zeidel leads by a few car lengths to lead the first lap. Almost some contact back here, 3 wide. Eli Bright's backing out of that. Riley's pretty in front of him. This just shows how bad the outside lane here is here at Dover on the starts.
Yeah, you really got to, try to get your way down to the bottom as fast as you can. They're definitely on these restarts. But after a while, that top line might come into play a little bit later. But at the moment, definitely not. But as you can see, it's pretty much a Hendrick 1-2 right now. And Zeidel is checking out.
Yeah, Justin Zeidel got away. Almost a second gap already over Brett Sierra in second. Roberto Khan Jr. up to third. Battle for fourth. Zachary DeLello takes it. Fifth place now goes to Chris Jericho, get by Roger. He got shuffled on the outside. Nathan Baird, Bibby Ruiz, 2 of the open cars. Moving forward on the inside. Caden Lynn found his way down in line. The 01. 21, Jacob Boyes had a dismal season, but now he's starting to work his way through the field in the 21. He's currently inside the top 10. Nolan Lawrence just behind him. Jordan Stout as well. So these drivers are on the inside lane, really making progress. But the guys that are on the outside, they are dropping back like a rock.
Right here, if maybe Hernandez can fit down on the bottom here. Doesn't really look like he even wants to go down there. He might be put up top 3 wide. Ooh, that was almost close contact between him and Keegan Thompson.
Yeah, and it almost got Hernandez into the wall, so he had to lift it. Now to the inside comes the 44 and the 2. Behind, there's some 3 wide going on. Riley Spurgeon shuffled high by Jack Haas. The guys on the outside that start towards the back, they are dropping and not having a good time. The 40 got the wall hard. It's going to slow Eli Bright up in the process.
That was a big hit for the 40. I hope it didn't break anything. That was a solid impact on that, left or that right side.
Yeah, solid impact right into concrete. So steel and concrete don't normally mix. And right now, Colin Teague's doing a good job. See, it's kind of bowed in a little bit on the side, but it looks like everything's fine to continue on. As still there's some battling hard. You can see some drivers trying to block and protect the inside lane, like the 71 of Jamie Stanford Jr. doing there to Keegan Thompson. Hernandez just in front of them. Keyshawn Richardson moving by the 9 of Jordan Edwards, 66, also trying to come and fill the hole on the inside. A lot of chaotic racing towards the mid-pack. Back up to the front. Roger Ray still dropping. Now he's outside the top 10. Jacob Boyd is by him. Jordan Stout to 10th. And now Nolan Lawrence for 11th. Sebastian Kukulon, the best running Richard Childress racing car, currently inside the top 15, going for 12th on the 55. And Ronald Kangton have a good run for Jasper Motorsports, moving up to the inside and getting by Roger Ray right there.
Yeah, so far, they're still kind of jockeying for position. They're not, no one's settled down yet. Once these guys, maybe get a little bit more strung out here and kind of get single file, everything's going to calm down a little bit right now as these guys still continue to try to get as many positions as they can. Stuff's going to happen. You see the 0-1 up top, almost tagging the wall, coming off of 4 as well.
So that moves Jacob Boyd to 8th place right there. Jordan Stout now 9th. Caden Lynn back to 10th in the 0-1. So Jacob Boyd making nice progress through the field, showing that he has some speed in that Wood Brothers racing car, which is good to see because this season he's almost dropped outside the top 35 in points. Very big contract to last season where he was, basically inside the top 20 points for most of the season. Had really good runs last season. It's not been anything like that this season. And Jacob Boyd now gaining on 7th place Nathan Baird, who's trying to gain on the 92 and the 43 in front. Meanwhile, the battle for 3rd is tightening up. Chris Jericho with the MBNA kind of sponsorship on the hood there with Interstate Batteries is catching the 97 of Zachary DeLello, and meanwhile Brett Sear is cutting into the lead of his teammate Justin Zeidel.
Yeah, I don't know if you've been watching that the time difference there, Joe, but Brett Sears pretty much cut the gap in half between him and his teammate there, the 24. So Brett Sears been on the move so far. As you see some more racing here, and they're gonna slowly make their way past that 43 and maybe get single file here if the 43 can get down. That was a close call right there.
That was Caden Lynn right up to the back of Jacob Boyd, kind of moving him aside. That's going to now put Boyd on the outside. He's going to be dropping some spots. Now Nolan Lawrence wants the top 10 for Housecar Motorsports. He's now to the inside Jacob Boyd for the spot. Kukulon trying to come with him. The 77 of Kennington also there. Roger found his way in line. Now he's trying to move forward. Zach Fitzroy, senior winner of the last race, is trying to come forward. He's just in front of Anthony Reyes, a few cars back, and that's behind his teammate Mitchell Collins in the number 12. Back up to the front, Brett Sear has cut the lead down to 1/4 of a second over the 24 Justin Zeidel, and also gaining on the front two, the 97 DeLello and the 18 of Jericho. So those two also gaining on the 2 Hendrick Chevrolets.
Yeah, I mean, Zeidel, I don't think I've seen anyone harder on themselves than Zeidel has this season. I mean, can you agree with that?
I can agree with that.
It seems like almost every race that he's onto himself about one thing or another.
Yeah, and that's the crazy thing about it is he's not even had a terrible season. He's still top 5 in points, which I think a lot of people would take. But for Justin Zeidel and the Sierra of Hendrick Motorsports, that is not good enough. And he has been very hard on himself, and maybe at sometimes for good reason. But I think there are some points where the car just didn't have it in it, and he couldn't really do much more.
Yeah, I mean, it's just the driver mindset, Joe. I'm going to be honest with you. There's times where you feel like you could have done something better, but there's literally nothing else you can do. And, eventually, he might learn that. But for the moment, I mean, he looks like he's got a fast car here today, but Brett Sear is on his back bumper right now. I mean, Brett Sear is moving.
You know what? This is a little bit of deja vu for Brett Sear because in this race last season, he was stuck behind the pole sitter, which was Eli Bright, who was in a slower car, stuck behind him for about 20 to 25 laps, got by him, and drove off into the sunset and was leaving the field behind. But then he stayed out while drivers like you in the 16 and the 99 pitted sooner. He stayed out a few laps longer and went from leading the race to then 9th place.
Well, hopefully you think he'll learn from it.
I would hope so, considering you gained 3.5 seconds last season off of 2 or 3 laps of an undercut. I would hope the garage area took notice.
Well, we'll have to see if anyone takes a play out of our book, then, huh?
We'll see. There's gonna be someone, right? As soon as we get to the midway point of the race, come into pit road, get the tires on, get the fuel in, and let me out and away because that's gonna be the winning strategy, as you mentioned.
It would definitely have to be, but with these two kind of being, I wouldn't say held up. They're definitely, not as fast as the two guys behind them. I mean, the 97 and the 18 are coming up quick on the front two here.
Yeah, soon it's going to be 4 cars within half a second of each other, and then what does Sierra do, right? Because right now he's kind of content right behind Zeidel. It's like, okay, I'm not going to force the issue because I don't want to wreck both of us. This is the best both of our cars have run this season. But if he stays for too long, DeLello's going to be the one to make the pass. And then also don't count out Chris Jericho, who once again is the points leader. Brett Sierra's second in points. So Brett desperately wants to keep Jericho as far away from him as possible, but Jericho's within 3/4 of a second now. You
definitely know that if Brett Sear does not make the move, by the time DeLello and Jericho get there, one of them is going to push the issue. I mean, it's pretty much a guarantee right here. These guys are coming up really quick. They might even be in the perfect spot right behind, Brett Sear right now unless they get racy with each other.
Yeah, Chris Jericho moving for 3rd on Zach DeLello, got the run, showed the nose, and DeLello gave him the space. Chris Jericho's up to P3 at Dover, getting by Zach DeLello. So at the moment, the only driver to not win a race this season that's inside the top 5 is our race leader, Justin Zaidel, in the 24 car.
Wow, talk about pressure, huh?
Yeah, I know, right? I mean, and the front 5 within 2 seconds of each other. Jordan Stout's even closing in the number 6 car. He did not start well in this race, but here he is, lo and behold, racing really well. You can see how fast he's gained on the 2 in front of him because they battled for a lap.
I mean, think about it, who, Zaidel has behind him right now. In second place, it's the Daytona 500 winner, Brett Sear, who is coming back from a major injury from last season. So this is kind of like, I guess you could say, a revenge tour for Brett Sear, right? You got the points leader in Jericho, 2 cars behind him. You got the 97 and the 6, 2 teammates with arguably one of the strongest teams this season. I might be, I wouldn't say I'd be nervous right now, but I'd definitely be looking in my mirror more than I'm looking out in front of the car.
I would say that so far this season, this is probably the most powerhouse-filled top 5 we have seen in any race.
I would definitely agree with you.
And still, Sierra cannot find a way by the 24 of Zaidel, and still they battle for 3rd. DeLello has a run back at Chris Jericho for that 3rd spot, and Jericho has to leave in the space. And now they're side by side again, only slowing each other up. So the front 2 get a little bit of breathing room, and for the lead.
Well, I mean, Brett waited long enough, and finally he's going to take his chance if he's going to be able to make the pass. Not quite. He's going to do it in 3 and 4, if not coming off of 4 here. So now Zaidel, he just has to get behind Brett here and just kind of ride right behind him, and hopefully these two don't catch up. The 97 and the 18, that is, don't catch up to the 24, but that's a big gap between him and the 24.
Yeah, and you can see DeLello cut in by 0.3 of a second because of that pass for the lead. Now Jordan Stout's there. So make it 5 cars within 1.3 seconds, Trey. Think about the 97. Looks like he's maybe a little bit faster than the front 2. The 6 looks like he might be the fastest of these 5. So we could be seeing the 97, the 6, the Roush boys trying to run down the Hendrick boys at the front of the field. This could be a good battle throughout the second half of this race.
If I'm Jericho, I might just want to let the 6 by and let, those 4 in front of me, once the 6 does get by, use up their stuff and just kind of, he might be able to pull off the undercard here, past 4 cars all in one go.
Yeah, I think, honestly, that might be the smartest move for Chris Jericho. Let the 6 by, and then just try and maintain with a gap that's like, 1.5, 2 seconds. Because even a lap undercut could gain you that 1.5, 2 seconds. So, yeah, I think if you're Jericho, do that. But he's also closing back up onto the 97. So, I really don't know, Trey, between these 3 cars back here, which one's the fastest of the 3?
I don't know if I can say. I mean, like we said, it's Roush. Every one of their drivers but one has a win so far, and they're easily, I would say, arguably the most dominant team. But then you have Jericho here, who's been arguably the most consistent driver all season long. So I don't know. Maybe it's a pick your get the best luck picking out of a hat, and whoever you get, you get.
Hey, you talk about Jericho being so consistent. His average finish is near 5th place so far this season. I mean, that's otherworldly at that point. I'm
gonna say, Joe, I'm a little jealous of that. I wish I could have that luck.
Yeah.
Or that skill, or that like consistency. I wish I could have it. I'm jealous.
Yeah, I mean, I think the whole garage is jealous at this point, and I think that's why Brett Sear is on a mission to try and win this race and become the first driver to win multiple races this season, because that'd be a little bit of a shot, second in points, won his second race of the season, and did close up a few points on you. So I think Sear is taking the fight to Chris Jericho at the moment.
I think someone about to take Chris Jericho's bumper off is his 6. I mean, he's been how close behind Jericho these past couple laps and still has not been able to get around him. When does it come to the point to where, Stout just kind of forces the issue here?
And when does it come to the point where he's just kind of burning up his tires to stay by the 18, right? Like at some point, the advantage that he had, maybe he saved some tires at the beginning on the start, that's going to be going away. So the 6 right now desperately wants to get by this 18, but can't find a way by. Meanwhile, while we're focusing on the front 5, Cadelin's back up to 6th place and is gapping 7th place Nathan Baird. 8th place is Bibi Ruiz, Nolan Lawrence is 9th, and Kukulan is 10th. So really good runs for 6th, 7th, 8th, and 9th. All these smaller teams taking it to the bigger teams and putting their cars inside the top 10. And Richard Childers Racing, after their dismal qualifying efforts, has a car inside the top 10. So that's decent for them, but still not where they want to be, obviously. And last week's winner, Fitzwater, currently up inside the top 12 to 11th place after his bad starting spot.
Imagine, so you're talking about Kukulan in 10th there, right? He missed how many races at the beginning of this season? 2 or 3?
Yeah, 2 or 3 races.
And now he's the one inside the top 10, and his 2 teammates are, I mean, I'm not trying to sound rude, but at the same time, I'm kind of loud to bash RCR here. Are they even inside the top 20 yet?
Let's go see. So we got the 1, the 5, the 99, the 77. I do not see them at all, Trey. There's Atkins actually getting passed by Tim Gary, who failed inspection, and Matthew Burnett behind them. Once again, the only Roush car not to win this season, but the winner of this race last season.
Well, it's we still got some. I would say we still have some contenders here making their way up through the field here, and we're coming within about 6 to 5 laps of halfway here. So we might see some drivers start to set themselves up for the undercut.
And before we get to the pit window, because this could be all crazy after that, let's do our lunch chat, right? Let's do it right now. Last week we asked, should more short tracks be added to the schedule? You said no, Trey, and in a very, very close battle, 52% said no, 47% said yes. Very close right there.
I was right again. What's my record so far?
I think you got all but one, maybe?
I'll take that.
Yeah. All right. So, on the topic of Dover and not being able to start all 42 cars, the big question here, Trey, how quickly should Dover try to implement a longer pit road, more pit stalls into their racetrack? That's our lunch chat this week. Should it be within the next few seasons? Should they put on for about 5 more seasons, or do they not have to put more pit stalls in?
I mean, I would like to see it as quickly as possible. I mean, more cars, more action, right? I mean, it's, more action, more cars. You got more contenders to try to get this win. And all around, I think if they put more pit stalls in, it's a win-win for everyone. I don't know how you feel about that, but that's where I'm going to put my standpoint on it.
Trey, I would 100% agree with that.
So, look at that. We agree. We can get along.
Yeah, we can. Oh, look at this. Jordan Stout.
Wow, he made up 2 spots in the time we took away from him.
Yeah, we were having our little chat, and Stout said, all right, I'll go and I'll pass now. So Jordan Stout to third and is flying. I mean, look, there's 5 cars under a blanket here. That's the front 5 right there.
And like you said, it's probably the most powerhouse top 5 we had all season so far, and they're showing why.
They are. This is great stuff, and Jordan Stout might be one to maybe pressure the Hendrick cars into playing some pit strategy, right? We'll have to see, because as you mentioned, we're nearing the point where, once we get to halfway, the field window's open. So at that point, someone's going to be pitting, and we'll have to see who it is. And Jordan Stout, massive run through the middle of 3 and 4, taking it to the inside side down to turn 1.
I think he might have been saving up his stuff sitting behind the 18 there for a while.
I think he was. I mean, that was amazing through 3 and 4, how much grip he had. Got back to the gas so soon. Stout to P2 and is running down Brett Sierra now. So Sierra better be looking out the windshield, not the mirror, because he's going to be a little scared at what he's seeing behind him.
Yeah, I was going to say, Brett Sierra hasn't really gapped himself from the 24 when he did get out in front, but yet again, the 24 wasn't really on him, so I'll be curious to see how quickly Stout can catch up to Brett Sierra if he can, or if someone here in the top 5 plays the undercut, and I definitely think if anyone's going to play it, it might have to be this 24 here. Does not look like he has a very good long run car, type speed.
Well, here's the interesting part, Trey. We're coming around to start lap 42. This was the lap where you paid last season. So if someone wants to play it, it's going to have to happen now. But I think Jordan Stout is content riding out for another lap or 2 because he's about to take the lead from Brett Sierra.
Yeah, I don't see a reason why the 6 would come in this time around. But, hey, maybe they have a playlist that we don't even know about.
We'll have to see. Does anyone... Stout's looking to the inside of Sierra into turns 3 and 4. Sierra blocks it off. Zeidel's coming in just like you called, Trey.
Look, I think I could be a crew chief.
And that's going to be big because Zeidel enters only 8 tenths behind. He could gain, upwards of a second or 2. Now Caden Lynn, so those 2 are in. They are the only ones of the front 10.
All right, now these guys, this is where pit crew comes into. Oh my goodness, I thought Tim Gary
that could have ruined it. That could have ruined it.
I thought Tim Gary tagged the wall there. That could have been bad. Oh, hey, pass her the lead.
Yeah, and now they're pitting. So they saw the 1 lap and they're going to go in, but these 2 are staying out another lap.
I'll be curious which car stays out the longest here. I mean, I don't know if I would want to stay out long. I think I like the way of the 24, or even the 6 and the 25. I think that might be the golden ticket right there.
Yeah, I think Stout and Sierra definitely played very smart strategy there, knowing that, the 24 paid last lap, so we have to come in now. The 97 and the 18 might lose so much that they might not even be within the realm. We'll have to see where, everyone comes out in relation, as everyone's still trying to come in. The 29 I thought was going to be staying up, but I think he was just trying to get away from the 21 entering. So it looks like everyone is coming in on this lap, so that should put Zeidel out. The 1 actually stayed out, so he's the leader of the race now, Anthony Hernandez.
Okay. I thought that was contact on pit road. It was just a lot of cars in there. But
Yep.
I'll be curious to see how big of a gap the 24 has off of this. I believe he would be racing the 6 here. What's it going to look like?
Here he comes. Oh, he's gone.
He's got a decent gap. I'll give it to him. Now the real question is how fast is this 26 or the 6 going to get up to speed?
Yeah, we'll have to see. Jordan Stout has to put, some heat in the tires now as the 24 laps himself from the 1. So now he's going to be trying to come around and lead this race. The 18 and the 97 are nowhere to be seen. There they are. Jericho lost a lot there behind Keegan Thompson even.
Yeah, but I mean, remember, you got to play with lap traffic now. So even if you lost some spots to some drivers ahead of you, if they don't play lap traffic right, it can still fall into your hands here. So we'll have to see how everyone else gets around.
So this should cycle out as they pass the 1. The 24 should be leading this race, but as you mentioned, lap traffic is all over the place now. These leaders are in it, but I think the 6 is in it worse than the 24.
Yeah, especially now that he has a 21 below him here, but the 6 should power around him. Now he's get around the 71 here. He's going to be able to make the dive into turn 1 and 2. Looks like he might be lining up for it. Ooh, okay.
So he has to make up 1.3 seconds to Justin Seidel, but lap traffic ahead for the 24, and obviously the more cars you're stuck behind, the better they are. So like the 33 is a little bit better than the cars. The 6 is around. The 12 is obviously going to be a good car. The 88, the one of Hernandez just came off pit road, so he has a little bit fresher stuff. So the 24 is in some traffic, but now get by the 33, Benny Lynn. The 6 did cut into the gap, but the 24, disposing of the 33, should buy him a little bit of time.
One car in between him now, along with a 1.1 second gap, so that might stretch it out to 1.2, 1.3, depends on where they catch it at. Here's Brett Sear. He's got a lot of work to do to catch up to Stout.
And Caden Lynn, that undercut worked well. He's now into the back bumper of Brett Sierra, and now 3 seconds behind the leader. 5th place is now Nathan Baird, as he's trying to work around some lap traffic. So Nathan Baird up to 5th. 6th place is now Nolan Lawrence. DeLello down to 7th after his strategy call. Fitzwater's now 8th. Jericho with his strategy call has fallen down to 9th. And the 55 of Roger Ray currently scored inside the top 10. And I believe, Trey, after seeing this, Keegan Thompson has scored a lap down.
Ooh, I wonder what happened with him. I mean,
oh, man.
I thought he was just outside the top 10.
He was, and obviously there was some sort of issue on pit road. You know, this kind of been a theme for Keegan this season, pit road issues.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with that team. They were so dominant last season. Now it just seems like they can't catch a break this one.
Yeah, I think that's the same thing that happened to them at Martinsville. They were running decently, but pit road put them a lap down. They couldn't recover. Now Keegan scored second to last car on the track, only beaten the 40 of Colin Teague, who probably spent some time on pit road repairing some damage. Also lap down for the 43 and the 45, both of which qualified inside the top 6. They've fallen. Ronald Kente was running inside the top 10, but he's now down 35th. The 11, the 28, the 9, the 66 all lap down. The 7, the 21, the 8, the 71, the 33, they're all lap down. Anthony is the last car in the lead lap, has fresher tires than the leaders around him. He's currently scored in 25th. The 12 is just on the tail end. The 88, the 93, the 29. So some of these drivers did do a good job and have made up some spots because of pit road issues. Like Conrad Evans now inside the top 20 in the 31.
So it's the fun thing about Dover in the pit road cycle, Joe. You never know what can shake up here. But you know, as we're talking about that, it's you see that 6 there. He made about 6/10 up within 3 or 4 laps.
Yeah, and the issue for Seidel, you know, you pass a guy, you expect to pull away from him. Well, he's not pulled away from Benny Lynn, who's a lap car. And Benny Lynn is probably looking to get himself back in the lead lap because the yellow comes out. So Seidel's kind of in a bad spot right now as the 33 is trying to look low on him.
That's the thing, though. I mean, Benny Lynn can do anything he wants. I mean, he can race the leader if he really wants to. There's no rules against it. The only thing that could really hurt it is that it'll hurt, you know, not the moral, but the feelings the leader has for you. Because, come on, I mean, you're a lap guard racing the leader. Again, though, there's no rules against it, so I encourage it because I like to see drama.
Yeah, this is stock car. Oh, the 71 just got the wall back there, bound with the 8 of Eli Bright. And luckily, Stanworth did not come down into the 8 because that could have caused a yellow and caused a whole reset on this race. Stanworth a great job keeping it out of the cars around him. The 33 still just staying behind the 24 for now. If he stays there and doesn't pass him, that helps the 6. Right here, he's looking to the inside, trying to get his lap back.
Is the 24 going to be able to get a run off the top side, though? No, he's not going to be able to get there, Joe. Is this going to allow the 6 to get to the inside? Oh,
yep,
no!
Stout dove it in on Seidel. He wants to lead this race. Jordan Stout out in front of the MBNA Platinum 400.
Now the real question is how quickly can Stout drive away from this 24?
Oh, crossover!
Move it!
Seidel back to the inside. Jordan Stout for the lead. The 6 powers off the top. The 24 still staying down there, though. They're side by side again.
I mean, Brett Sear is 3.7 seconds back. I really don't think he has enough time to get there. But if these two continue to race like this around lap cars, you never know what could happen. Now Eli Bright's going to get to the inside of Stout.
Yeah, Eli's going to help Seidel out. The 24 back to the lead. Eli Bright now trying to get his lap back because they were battling. He gained so much time. I mean, he was half a straightaway back, and he gained that in a lap because they battled for so long.
I don't even see Eli coming up on this battle. I mean, he was just kind of there going in the 1.
He appeared out of nowhere. It was like out of thin air.
Now, is he going to be able to get around Seidel here, or is he going to ride behind him for a little bit like Benny Lynn did?
Yeah, we'll have to see. I think the 8's looking a lot faster look at it, he's right to the back of Zidell. I mean, as you're, I don't know if you've ever been in this position, Trey, you know, racing behind the leader as a lap car, but if you are in this position, are you worried you're going to get into him and maybe crash him?
If it happens, it happens. I mean, I got the faster car, so, you know, it wouldn't be my fault. It's more the spotter saying, you know, get out of the way of this lap car because he clearly has fresher tires than you. But, hey, that's why I'm not a spotter, and it looks like Eli Bright doesn't have to worry about that because he just got to the inside of the 24.
Yes, no, Eli's trying to get his lap back from Zidell, and that's going to bring Stout right back into it just like the last time. Stout dives in deep in 3 and 4. Zidell's to give him the lane down low, and the 6 is back out in front. Will the 24 do the same thing in 1 and 2?
You got to think that diving in for Stout, though, is going to be hurting those tires. Oh, no. Oh, Zidell went up the track.
And now Stanworth's trying to look to his inside. Can Zidell power? I think he's going to. Oh, it's going to be close into 3. I think he let him have it.
Well, that hurt him. I mean, look at the gap now between the 24 and the 6. And, oh, look at these two. They're battling as well.
Yeah, Caden Lynn got by Brett Sear and all that, so Lynn's now third. If the front two keep battling or have some sort of issue in lap traffic, it will be the old one to try and take advantage. But now Jordan Stout leads, looking to become the first driver to win multiple races this season. He won earlier this season and is now looking to get Roush back on top and looking for their 4th win as an organization this season. Zidell's looking for Hendrick's 2nd of the season, but is currently a good ways back now, half a second off of the 6 of Jordan Stout.
Oh, I hate to say it, but the way the 6 looks right now, I think our streak might be coming to an end.
Yeah, our streak of different winners could come to a close right here at the Dover International Speedway. Jordan Stout can make it around 17 more laps once he gets to the start-finish line. He's now still pulling away from the 24 Zidell, so just showing the pace of that number 6 car. Zidell loses almost a 10th to him that time, so unless Stout gets caught in traffic or has some sort of issue, I think this is definitely his race to lose, but you never know. Could the 24 be saving some tires while the 6 is maybe pulling away and using them up?
It definitely could be making a last-second push here. I mean, like I said, that 6 dove into 3 and 4. How many times did he get past the 24 here? So that probably definitely hurt his tire life there. But at the same time, I mean, that 6 just looks so strong that I don't know what to think.
Battle for 3rd still going on. They're over 5 seconds behind the race leaders. Caden Lynn has 3rd. Sierra wants it. There's other battles going on further back inside the top 10. Nolan Lawrence currently holds the top 5 for Hoscar Motorsports. A really good day for them. The only problem is that 2 faster cars that are on a little bit fresher tires, with Zach DeLello and Chris Jericho, are gaining on the number 26, looking for that top 5 spot back. And I mean, with how these two are bound for 3rd, with Lynn and Sierra, they're falling back to the 26, and the 26 falling back to the 97, the 18. So we could have about 4 cars under a blanket for 3rd place at the end of this race if it all comes together in the right way.
The one person that really hates to hear that is Brett Sierra, just because they're falling back to Chris Jericho there. Definitely would, I don't think Brett Sierra would be too upset about finishing 2 races in a row ahead of the 18. I believe he finished, 1 spot ahead of Jericho at Martinsville?
Yeah, he gained about 5 points on him at Martinsville.
Well, if they can keep this, or if even better, you know, if Sierra can pass Lynn here, I think he'd be okay with that as well.
Meanwhile, while looking at this battle for 3rd, Zidell's fallen 9 tenths behind the race leader with now 13 laps to go. So Zidell falling back in a fast way, and time is running out if he wants to try and get to the 6 of Stout and get by him for the race victory. Lawrence can't find a way by the lap car of Ryan Wilson, which is allowing Zach DeLello to close in right to him. So we're about to have a battle for 5th place as well, while the battle for 3rd goes on. Jericho in 7th has gotten away from 8th place, which is Nathan Baird. Baird trying to keep ahead of Fitzwater in 9th and Roger Ray in 10th. So really good run for Fitzwater, backing up his win at Martinsville with a solid top 10 running so far here at Dover. Roger Ray has not had the best of seasons, but currently scored inside the top 10. Could be a decent points getter for him. Kukulon and Richardson, they were teammates last season, currently in 11th and 12th. And, you know, for Kukulon, not too bad of a day. Keyshawn Richardson didn't start that well, so I'm sure he'll definitely take a 12th. Mathis Wells didn't have a great qualifying spot, 13th. How about Lathan Strickland, though? Showing the pace of that 15 under race conditions, currently up inside the top 15 to 14th.
I don't think this is the first time we've seen Lathan start in the back and work his way up to the field, is it?
No,
they need to do it at California, I think.
It was Texas World where
that
happened.
It was a fast track, I know that, but I mean, either way, definitely looks like when this 15 starts near the rear of the field, he can you can definitely expect him to be inside the top 20 or even close to the top 10.
That 3-way battle for 15th right here. Bibby Rose trying to hold on over Tim Gary, who failed inspection, and Matthew Burnett, who won here last season, had a dismal qualifying effort. Those 3 drivers kind of all had, you know, different stories coming into this race. Ruiz qualified really well, being an open car. Tim Gary qualified mediocre but failed inspection. Burnett had no speed in that car at all, but now they've all come together at the end of this race in a three-way battle for the top 15. There's Noah Clifton and Conrad Evans and the 40 who's a lap down. The 93, they're just hanging on to the top 20. The 88, the 12 are some of the last cars on the lead lap. In fact, right now the last car on the lead lap is the one of Anthony Hernandez. Jordan Stout, though, good ways behind and still pulling away from Zaidel by a tenth a lap.
Yeah, I think at this point, majority... Oh, look at that. Brett Saber made the pass. He's in third now.
Yep, finally did it.
he finally did it, Joe. Good for him. But I think at the moment, everyone's just kind of minding their P's and Q's. I don't really know if there's anyone close to... I guess now that I say that, I'm just looking the 26 and the 01 are racing for position.
Yeah, they are. Lawrence really, he wants to get even further inside the top 5 for, once again, a smaller organization. Ryan Wilson might try and change that. That was a lap car, put the 26 to the outside.
That's only going to put the 26 right in the grasp of the 97. I mean, he's right there. Oh, he's actually going to dive into the inside.
And then not that far behind, the 43 also dives on the 26. The 18's there as well, and Wilson now moves up the hill. I was wondering if he's going to let DeLello go, but DeLello now up inside the top 5, and Lawrence might lose 6th to Chris Jericho, all because of the lap car. And I think that's where it's a little bit of an issue, because it's not like he was getting himself back in the lead lap, Ryan Wilson. He just passed 5th place.
Yeah, I mean, I can see both sides of the argument when it comes to stuff like that, but at the same time, I mean, I don't know. I feel like it doesn't really matter, because it's a lap car, so they got a race of their own to do as well, but at the same time, you can't be messing with lead lap cars, so that's why it's more of a, I guess you can say, an unwritten rule of, NASCAR.
Yeah. And Jericho moves up to 6th. If you can believe it, Trey, if he were to finish here, that would actually lower his average finish this season.
What? First? Finishing first, second, third every race? I don't understand.
Well, Ryan Wilson, he's going to move Caden Lynn out of the way, and that could allow DeLello to get up to 4th, but now DeLello's up the track in the 97.
Oh, this might just actually help Chris Jericho even more.
Oh, it did.
Never mind the 43.
It helped Caden Lynn keep that 4th spot with the 97 get put up top there.
Oh, but the 43 is going to move up the track and allow Chris Jericho to go by.
Yeah, Jericho wants a top 5 out of this. He wants to get his average finish, even better, or his average finish even better. So he's moving to the inside of the 43, trying to get himself to that battle for 4th place, which is still going on between DeLello and Caden Lynn. Jericho in 5th, or excuse me, 6th, looking to pick up the scraps. Meanwhile, 2 laps to go for Jordan Stout. His gap over Zaidel continues to grow. It's now over 2 seconds, now over 3 seconds. The 24 to dismal lap.
I was going to say, I don't think he got caught up by lap. There's literally no one in front of him there, so maybe, I don't know what could have happened there. Maybe by this point, Zaidel was just kind of trying to nurse his stuff home.
And Jordan Stout takes the white flag, and it's in good time because he just caught the tail end of the lead lap. 1 more mile for Jordan Stout to become the first multi-time winner this season in the NASCAR Winston Cup Series 2001 season. He didn't start all that well today here at Dover. After qualifying, he said, I don't really like this place anyway. Well, I think he's got to start liking it, because through turns 3 and 4, Jordan Stout will pick up his 2nd win of the season, the 2nd straight for Roush at Dover. Jordan Stout wins the MBNA Platinum 400 over the 24 Zaidel. How about the battles behind? Brett Seaver is going to keep 3rd place. DeLello will get to 4th, and Jericho will get to 5th. Where'd Caden Lynn go? He fell all the way back to 7th in the last lap.
I don't even think he really undercut it. I mean, he was the 2nd group of cars that come into the pit road, so I'm surprised his car fell off that fast.
Yeah, I think he just got put to the outside by the 97, and the rest did its work. But Jordan Stout trying to get himself back into the championship picture. A dominant last run of this race for the number 6 gets him victory in Dover. And could Jordan Stout try and move into a championship favorite position?
If he can keep this up and Roush keeps up their dominant performances, I would not be surprised to see him in this championship hunt.
Well, as mentioned, Jordan Stout, the winner here today at Dover, did it by 3 seconds over the 24 Justin Zaidel. A really good run. Probably his best race of the season for the number 24. Started on pole, let it go to mile laps. Battled for the win with the 6 at the end, but it will be 2nd place for the 24. Brett Sierra ends up in 3rd, will gain a few more points on Chris Jericho. Won't be too many, but he does gain a few more points on Chris Jericho's points lead. Jericho DeLello a top 5 in 4th place, and Jericho continues another top 5, and that number 18 continues to lead the points. Noah Lawrence, a good day for Oscar Motorsports in 6th. Caden Lynn, another very solid day in 7th. Fitzwater, a good rebound from his win at Martinsville, 8th place for him. Roger Ray and Nathan Barrett complete the top 10 more good runs for them. Keyshawn Murchison 11th, Kukulon in 12th, Wells in 13th, Matthew Burnett moves up to 14th with Lathan Strickland in 15th, then Tim Gary, Bibby Rose, Conrad Evans, Jack Haas, and Luke Rainey complete the top 20. Mitchell Collins, Benny Lynn, Eli Bright, Noah Clifton, Cement Oskin, and Anthony is the last cars on the lead lap. One lap down for Justin Atkins all the way down to the 66 of Mitch Corbett, who came down pit road towards the end of the race and fell 2 laps off the pace. Keegan Thompson a bad day in 37th. And as we look at the point standings after Dover, Jericho still leads over Brett Sear. Jordan Stout getting himself into the mix at the front of the field. Zaydell doing a good job. Keegan Thompson last year race has been bad for him. He's dropping in points. So Trey, 10th race at Dover. It's our first 2-time winner this season. Jordan Stout to victory lane. What do you think we're going to see next week as we go to Talladega?
Oh, I like that track. Carnage. That's pretty much all I got to say.
You think? I mean, the last time we were there, we saw Evans flip upside down, get hit on his roof. You were involved in the crash. I thought it took you out of championship contention. But
hey, we're never out till it's over. Just remember that.
So we'll see how the Winston 500 goes at Talladega. Can Brett Sear try and go for back-to-back Super Speedway wins like Keegan Thompson did last season, winning Daytona and then Talladega? Or will some random winner, someone towards the back of the field, use their one of 4 opportunities well at Talladega? Tune in next week on JRTV. For Trey Bardo, I'm Joe Rakowski. Congratulations to Jordan Stout on winning the MBNA Platinum 400 at Dover, and we'll see you guys next week.